An Unholy Alliance by Dr. Michael Youssef. Differing views of Jesus. Christians believe that Jesus is God's Son, that he is, in fact, God in human form. Muslims, however, completely reject the incarnation and divinity of Jesus. Islamic theology today reflects Muhammad's disgust with the idolatrous, polytheistic cults of pre-Islamic Arabia. He mistakenly thought that Christians believed in a God who married a human woman, Mary, who bore him a son, Jesus. Such stories were common among the polytheistic cults, and so Muhammad mistakenly saw Christianity as such a cult. His confusion is understandable in light of his illiteracy and his limited contact with Christian theology. Though Muhammad rejected Christianity, he did claim that Jesus, called Isa in the Quran, was a prophet of God. Islam teaches that Jesus performed miracles, but they are not all the same miracles that we find in the Gospel accounts. The Quran says that Jesus was born of a virgin, that he spoke from the cradle, that he breathed life into a clay statue of a bird, that he cured the blind and sick, that he raised the dead, that he spoke from hidden knowledge, and that he spread a table for his disciples with food from heaven. Islam not only denies that Jesus is the Son of God, but pronounces a curse on all who confess Jesus to be God's Son and the Lord of all. The Quran says, "And the Jews say, Ezra is the son of Allah, and the Christians say, the Messiah is the son of Allah. That is their saying with their mouths. They imitate the saying of those who disbelieved of old. Perverse are they. Allah himself fighteth against them. How perverse are they." Quran 9:30. This verse critiques religious beliefs that stray from pure Islamic monotheism. The strong language of this verse, Allah fights against them, emphasizes the seriousness of the sin of shirk in Islamic theology. Though mainstream Islamic scholars do not interpret this verse as a literal call to violence against Jews or Christians, some radical Islamists view this and other verses of the Quran as justification for hostility, war, and the killing of Islam's enemies. Muslims are baffled by the cross of Christ because they see no need of a sacrifice for sin. In fact, the Quran explicitly denies that Jesus was killed by crucifixion. Instead, it states that he was not killed by the Jews, nor was he crucified, but simply that it was made to appear that way. Quran 3:54-55 claims that the enemies of Jesus plotted to kill him, but Allah confounded their schemes and took Jesus directly to heaven. And they, the disbelievers, schemed, and Allah schemed against them. And Allah is the best of schemers. And remember, when Allah said, "O Jesus, lo, I am gathering thee and causing thee to ascend unto me, and am cleansing thee of those who disbelieve, and am setting those who follow thee above those who disbelieve until the day of resurrection. Then unto me ye will all return, and I shall judge between you as to that wherein ye used to differ." Many Islamic scholars claim that the image of Jesus was transferred to another man who was then crucified in place of Jesus. Some suggest the crucified man was Judas Iscariot, others say Simon of Cyrene, while others say it was one of the disciples. Whatever the explanation, all Muslim teachers insist that Jesus was not crucified. This seems like a perfectly constructed, demonically inspired lie designed to keep Muslim people in spiritual darkness and blind them to the central truth of the gospel. The Bible teaches that Jesus, out of love for us and obedience to the Father, humbled himself and submitted himself to death upon the cross. To a Muslim, this kind of self-sacrificing love is a sign of weakness. To love is to be vulnerable. Far be it from Allah, the All-Powerful, to make himself vulnerable and submit to a humiliating death. In Islam, God and human beings are wary of each other. In Christianity, God and human beings are in love with each other. Muslims cannot comprehend the power of divine love. They cannot understand a love that compelled God to take human form and live humbly among us, so that we all might know who God truly is and what God is truly like.